Hey, after a long time being in isolation, do you ever hear voices or talk to yourself or anything? No, you should really talk to somebody about that. Wait, what are you doing now? Come on. What was that? What was that? You look like a crazy person. Hey, like you're one to talk. Hey, I was talking to these guys before any isolation. Hey, all I'm saying is that you and I are not so different. Please, you and me? Not even in the same sentence. Well, that was uncalled for. Plus the Chofetz Chaim says you can't speak Lashon Hara. Why do you make everything so religious? The name of this series is called Another Day, Another Daf. Yeah, I suppose that's fair enough. Before I jump into the daf, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about freedom with Pesach coming up. There are essentially two elements of freedom, as there are two elements addressed throughout the Haggadah that we're going to read about. One of them addresses the physical freedom of actually being in bondage, cooped up in a cell or whatever it is. The second would be a mental freedom. Are you a slave to your desires? Are you a slave to your routine? Whatever it is. And in a very, very unique way, we almost have the opposite situation where we normally do. Usually we have physical freedom, but kind of like a mental slavery to the routines that we're a part of every day and the things that we do in the grind. And now we have the exact opposite. We're kind of a slave because we're kept in our homes. We're not allowed to leave, really. But all of your routines have shifted. And now your mind is free to entertain things that you've never thought about before. Hopefully we can really harness this as we enter a Pesach and as we try to achieve, everything, so that when we come out of this state, we didn't just go through some suffering, we actually gain something that we can walk with now.
Today's daf is Lamed, that's 30, and there are just so many things to talk about. It's crazy. King Solomon is accused of not only contradicting his father, but also contradicting himself, and due to this contradictory nature of his work, his books are threatened to be buried away forever. We also say it's better to be a live dog than a dead lion. I just love that line. And a candle is compared to a soul, and a conversation that King David has with God where he says, "Can you tell me what will be with me?" No. "Can you tell me how old I will live to?" No. And then he says, "Okay, at least tell me what day I will die on." And God says, "You will die on Shabbos," name of the Masechta. And then he says, "Oh, that's really rough. Any chance I could die on Sunday?" And he says, No. We've already decided it's going to be Shabbos." He says, "Maybe I could die right before Shabbos." He says, No, it's going to be Shabbos. So he says, "Okay, fine, Shabbos it is." So he creates a tactic that every Shabbos he's going to spend the entire time learning so that he won't be able to be killed. The Malach HaMavis, or angel of death, was sent to take him away. But he saw that he was learning the whole time, so he couldn't take him. So what he did was he made a noise outside and distracted David. When David looked outside, Malach HaMavis broke the stairs he fell through, and then he took his life right there. Now that kind of sounds like an unheroic battle for a pretty heroic figure, but when you realize that he was combating the angel of death himself, he's someone to be reckoned with. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and this wraps up day 76. Very exciting. Have a great night.